Welcome, welcome, welcome to another one of our sessions where we
Hello, everybody.
talk
Thank you
about
for joining us
our
tonight. Thank you.
online business and where we answer questions from the audience about our online business. So today we will be talking about the legitimacy of our online business. And there are some questions that was posed to us. So this is why we decided to do this topic today because everybody keep asking, is this business legit or is it legal or all those questions. And I know some of you are just, this is this this question is what is in most of you the back of your mind, and you want to get it clear up before you make the final decision. So today, being tax season, we are in tax season between January and April. So being tax season, we decide to be talking about the 1099 and the T4. So as we dive into it, you will get to understand more about it. Again, my name is Holly and I live here in Canada, and my friend Sam is also with me who lives in the USA.
Thank you. Thank you.
But
Welcome to the platform. If you're going to watch later, just comment. If you're here, comment also. Thank you.
okay, so let's get straight into the meat of the matter here, Sam. So the first question I have is, what exactly is a 1099 and a T4A tax slip, and why does it matter? So, Sam, you being in the USA, you talk about 1099. I'm in Canada, I talk about T4. You want to talk about what exactly is a 1099?
Okay. Yes, thank you very much again for coming on our platform. I'm very excited to talk about this. Like Holly said, this is the tax season, and we just wanted to let people know these are some of the questions that we get all the time. If you are real, if this business is legit, do you guys pay taxes? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I don't know what they call it in other countries, but I'm very sure in Canada it's called T4. In US we call it 1099 for entrepreneurs.
Mhm.
So when you hear 1099 in the US, you may be thinking, oh, this is a secret agent code. No, it's not. Okay, let's break it down. It's just an important document, proving your income to the IRS. Okay,
Mhm.
a 1099 form is issued to independent contractors, freelancers, and business owners like us who earn income outside of the traditional job. You know how you go to your work every day, and at the end of the year, the company that you work for will issue a W-2 form. This is just exactly the same, except that this is issued to independent contractors, freelancers, and business owners. And this is a legal proof of your income, how much you made. Now, if the business is not legit, they're not going to show you, they're not going to issue you this form because you have to pay your taxes. Any legitimate business in the United States will have to pay their taxes. And how do they monitor your income as an independent contractor or business owner is the 1099 form. So IRS doesn't just hand out 1099 form for fun. It's not for fun. You have to, if you are getting a 1099, it means you made money, real taxable money, not monopoly money. Okay, this is not you know
Not
uh,
a game.
exactly. This is not a game. This is not a play around money. Okay, so that's in a nutshell. That's what 1099 means in the United States. And our company, our business, we use this 1099 to show that this is a legitimate business because You have to register with either your EIN number or your social security number. So if you don't have the social security number, you cannot be part of our business because you have to be accountable and you have to pay your taxes. That's what 1099 form is. Holly, do you want to explain
Yes,
it?
yes.
T4?
Just like what Sam said, in Canada we have the T4A, which is, as he said, issued to independent contractors or business owner. This is the way the government keep a tap of you and the money that you make to make sure that they are getting their fair share out of it. So, as Sam said, we you cannot, if you are not a legal person, you don't have a, in Canada we say social insurance number. For you to be a part of this business, you have to have a social insurance number because your social insurance number tracks everything about you when it comes to the government. So this is what we use for our, for the to return to the, we call it CRA. You call it IRS, we call it CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, to return our portion to them. So the next question that I have is, how do 1099 slash T4 prove our online business is real?
Okay, so last question is for me, right?
Yes.
Okay, so my answer to that is, when a lot of people hear, when they hear make money online, they assume it's all scams or side gigs that don't lead anywhere. And how does the 1099 prove the legitimacy of what we do? Well, the truth of the matter is, 1099 comes directly from established companies, marketplaces, or clients, showing that the real businesses are paying digital business for their work, like our business. So this is legitimate. If someone says, "Is this real?" which we always encounter, I can hold up my 1099 and say, "Yes, of course it's real." Or unless the IRS is out there playing pranks on everybody. This is as
And
real as it
everybody.
gets. And you
Mm-hmm.
you all know, those who are in the United States, IRS they don't play pranks. They don't get go around and say, "Oh yeah, let me just issue you a 1099," or you can just walk into IRS office and say, "Give me a 1099 form." No, it doesn't work that way. So it's as real as it gets.
Yeah.
What do you say
Okay.
to that, Harley?
Okay, that is so true. So one of the thing I want to bring across to people is that the taxes that we paid are what the government used to run the country.
Hmm.
So why I'm saying this is the fact that to be a part of a business, you're gonna have a business. Our business that we run has to be registered with the government. I always talk about the government has to get their part out of it because this is the money that they use to do all the work in the country, to run the country, our taxes. And how does this thing prove that our online business is real? Is because we are registered with the government. The government is getting back its portion of tax through our T4A, which is being issued to us when we when from the companies we partners with. So we ever these big companies that we partner with, when we get commissions from them, the money does not just, we don't just take it and put it into our pocket and that's it and we spend it anyhow. No, we have to return a portion of that money to the government. It's our responsibility to do it, but also the government get a piece of information, a piece of this T4A also with the amount of money that we made. So we cannot go to them and say, oh, we did not make so much money. They already have a blueprint also. So this is how I'm saying to you, anything that the government is involved in, it is legal. It is real. I don't know any business anybody running and then say the government is a part of it and it's not real. No, I don't know. Not here in Canada nor in the USA. I'm not going to be going to other countries that I really don't know much about. But in this business, right here in Canada and in the USA, as long as the government is getting back a portion for the taxes, the business has to be real. It cannot get any realer than that. I don't know what else you would have to prove to you to say it is real. But I'm saying as long as the government getting back their portion, then we know the business is real.
Absolutely, you're correct. Now, let me ask you a question, Holly, because we get this
Mm-hmm.
question too all the time. Now some people might be wondering what kind of online business actually pays you on in 1099. Can you share some examples of legitimate digital business that issues 1099?
I have not researched all the digital business, but I could
Okay.
say like regular business, if you're working in healthcare in the hospitals, in the school system, in the banking system, even McDonald's and KFC, if you work with these people, you will notice at the end of the year you get this same T4 slip that you know. No, only difference with that when you work with these companies, they submit your taxes for you already. But with this, when you're doing these contracted business or you're a sole business owner, you own your own business like we do, we have to submit our taxes for ourselves. So this is why we end up with the 1099 in the USA and the T4A here in Canada, because we are independent business owners. So this is, sorry about that, guys. This is why we have that. And as I say, what kind of business? I will say it is only business that are registered with the government. I cannot stress that more anymore. You have to be registered with the government to be getting a 1099 or a T4A. And the business that we are doing, this online business, it's a registered business with the government. So you are allowed to get a T4A or a 1099. So that's
Okay.
as as much as I can say what kind of business. You
Yeah,
have to
sure.
have a registered business
Thank
with the
you very much.
government.
So for in the US, I just wanted to add to what you say. In the US, the 1099 can, the examples of people who use 1099
Mm-hmm.
example of legitimate business using 1099. Affiliate marketing,
Mm-hmm.
digital course owners, business owners, um, consultants, content creation,
Mm-hmm.
e-commerce, and so many others like that. When you are an independent business owner. So most of these people that I've just listed are under uh, independent contractors.
Mm-hmm.
You are issued um, a 1099 to account for your income, and you have to pay your taxes like everybody
Mm-hmm.
else does in the society,
Mm-hmm.
right?
You know, another question I want to ask is, or another question that is being thrown out there is, how should people, if somebody want to say they have a regular job and they want to transition into it where they are now their sole business, they own their own business, or we should say a 1099 base business. How do they do that transitioning? And is this something that we encourage people to be a part of our business?
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, the whole idea for us is, if you want to transition, you can start out doing our business part time while you keep your regular 9 to 5 job, and you don't require any technical skills. You
Mm-mm,
don't require any special training or any special certification. Um, if you sign up with me, or if you resonate with Holly, and we'll be your mentor. Okay, you can start out doing our business 2 hours a day. That's all you need. Go to your regular work for your regular day. When you come back home, you're relaxed. Put your feet up. You can lay down in your bed and just have your laptop and your phone and just do your business. It's a business that you can do from anywhere. So once you
mm,
sign up, you will have the opportunity to watch a free webinar. And once you
mm,
watch that and the business resonates with you, you will move forward. There are steps to that too. There are processes to it, and we'll show you how to do that. So you
mm,
start out by that, and when you get to a stage where you feel like, okay, this my part-time business that I'm doing from anywhere, I want to make it my full business. You can do that also. A lot of business partners in our community that have quit their regular 9 to 5 job, and this is all they do. They only spend 2 hours a day.
mm,
So we
mm,
encourage you to come join us, sign
mm,
up, and you have nothing to lose. You just have to watch the webinar. That's all you have to do. Watch the webinar. If the business resonates with you, you move along. We'll show you the process. And then, if it doesn't resonate with you, you have lost nothing.
exactly.
We encourage you to come in.
Mm.
And you can either
And
join.
just
Go
to
ahead.
add to what you're saying there, Sam, is the fact that one of the way that people become successful in this business is because we have a training system that keeps going, that changes as social media changes. It's updated and new information is put into the training site so that you have that information at, as we would say, at your fingertip. You have a training that's ongoing, and it's not that you go somewhere and do a 2 week training and then you don't have access to it again. The training, you have access to the training site as long as you are in the business.
Absolutely.
The training site is always there for you to go back and refresh your memory, go back and check on something that you did not understand fully. It's there. So that's one of the way that everybody will tell you that they become very successful in the business is through the training side. So you don't have to worry if, oh, you're talking about just 2 hours, am I gonna be left on my own? No, as Sam said, if you sign up with us, you will be our mentee, we will be your mentor, and plus there's somebody above us who will be your coach. And not only that, there are sidelines and downlines and above you. There, right now, our group here has in over 70,000 person, business owners in it. And you can, and we they have set up the community in such a way that you can ask a question and somebody that you don't know, but and from anywhere around the world can pick up your question and give you an answer that help you to move going. So it's a community of supportive people. So just so you know, you don't, when you join this business, you don't stand on your own. You have all the support, and the support that you need, both in a person and on papers, for you to help you go. And as Sam said, if you don't, if you don't resonate with this business, you have nothing to lose. There are different steps for you to follow. You do the steps and then you keep going. That's all there is to the business. So, Sam, I'm gonna say, if you do, you have anything else you wanna say? Otherwise, I'm gonna wrap up now because
Yeah, go ahead
hopefully,
and wrap. Yeah, go ahead and
hopefully
wrap.
that our explanation about the T4A and the 1099 clear up some of our followers and our listeners' mind so that they now can make a conscious decision about joining the business, because we know that there are people who are sitting and following us and watching us and still being skeptical in their mind. They sit there and then they'll tell you, oh, I've been following you for 2 years and now I decide to join. But because everybody has their reason, but being talking about being skepticism and about the legitimacy of this business, hope these questions answer these answers give you a sense of purpose, a sense of relief to the questions you have in your mind, because there is no way we can be a part of the government being paying tax and up for auditing and still become a scam company. No, no. We are legal. And I'm gonna say thank you for joining us this week again.
Thank you. This is just to reiterate, the last part of what you just said. The beauty of this business is you don't have to quit your job overnight. You know,
No.
you can just start part time, build and scale it up, and before you know it, boom, your
Yeah,
1099 is looking healthier than your paycheck. So thank you
yeah.
very much. We'll hope to see you again next week. Comments, reach out to us and DM us. Thank you. Bye bye now.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay.